Hey everyone, are you looking for a new management or tycoon game to scratch that optimization itch? Well, we're halfway through 2024 and here are some great games released this year that you may have missed and can actually play right now. From city builders to survival strategy games, in this list are some of this year's top management titles that have something for everyone. So sit with me as we take a journey through 10 standout management games from 2024. You'll be discovering how to build a thriving newspaper agency, run a Soviet-style planned economy, or manage a retirement farm straight from your desktop. We'll also be looking at games that put a unique spin on familiar concepts, like a zombie survival game where you can use real-world locations. So sit back and get ready to find your next addictive management challenge. And if you're enjoying these videos, please consider giving a like, comment, or subscribe to help find the next game for you to get lost in. But other than that, let's get started with today's new video. So no particular order, and starting at number 10, we have News Tower. Now, News Tower is like stepping into a time machine and running your own 1930s newspaper. It's got this cool vibe where you're juggling office drama and deciding what stories to chase. From the reviews so far, people are saying that it's incredibly addictive, and I really love the aesthetics of it all. And in this tycoon management game, you need to turn it from a basic agency into the #1 newspaper company in the world. You're hiring and managing staff, upgrading your office, and most importantly, deciding what stories to run. But something I really enjoyed about it is that there is still tons of story woven into the gameplay. You've got to balance what your readers want and what actually is important news, all while dealing with the pressure from different factions like the mafia in the city. It's a bit like being an editor-in-chief, but without the risk of actual lawsuits, and it really keeps you on your toes all the time. And the best part about it, I'd say, is that you get to watch your reporters turn into these characters with their own unique quirks and career goals. It's one of those games where you start caring about these characters, you know? It's like, come on, Jimmy, land that big scoop. But seriously, if you love tycoon games, then News Tower is definitely a game worth checking out. Then coming in at number 9, we have Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. And oh my, if you ever thought SimCity or City Skylines was detailed, then Workers and Resources will blow your mind. This game simulates everything in your city. It's really in depth. I'm talking about power grids, supply chains, even the tiniest factories. It's insane. If you love city builders and want something that's really in-depth, like to the granular level, then this might be the game for you. In the game, you're playing a Soviet-era city planner here. You've got to manage everything from resource extraction and industrial production to housing and entertainment for your workers. It's a constant juggling act of resources, manpower, and infrastructure, and most of all, patience. Fair warning though, it's very complex, but man, once you get into it, it's like crack for strategy nerds. It's one of those games that give you all the control, resulting in more rewarding gameplay once you understand the most optimal production workflow and just seeing your city work and make money. So yeah, city building fans, I really think you should check out Workers and Resources here. You can't miss it. Then coming in at number 8, we have Empires of the Undergrowth. This one has been out for some time in early access, but now it's finally out with its full release and people are loving it. You may have played some World War strategy or medieval strategy games out there, but have you ever wondered about what it'd like to be an ant overlord? No? Well, Empires of the Undergrowth makes you realize that you should have. It's got this crazy mix of base building and bug warfare that's weirdly captivating. You start off managing a small ant colony, digging tunnels, gathering food, and raising your first batch of worker ants. As your colony grows, you'll be breeding different types of ants for specific roles, such as workers, soldiers, even special units like honeypot ants. The real fun begins when you start exploring the surface, battling other insects, and expanding your territory. The detail in this game is nuts. You're not just moving ants around, you're creating this whole ecosystem underground, and then waging war on the surface. And I think that's one of the main reasons why people love this game so much, despite its interesting take on the strategy and base building genre. It's a bit like if Ant-Man directed a nature documentary but made it a war movie. Sounds weird, but trust me, it works. Then coming in at number 7, we have City Bus Manager. So for all those public transport enthusiasts, buckle up, because City Bus Manager is here, and it's about to take you on a wild ride through the world of bus route management. Yeah. And yeah, when I say world, I really mean it here. You can literally play this game in any city you want on the planet. How cool is that? In City Bus Manager, you're the big boss of your own bus company. You'll start by building your depot from the ground up. We're talking about parking spaces, garages, maintenance stations, even car washes. But it's not just about the buses, you've got to take care of your staff too. You'll also be setting up your offices, toilets, kitchens, and more. Then comes the fun part of creating the bus routes. Using real OpenStreetMap data, you can then set up routes in your very own hometown, or even some tiny village in the middle of nowhere, which another game in my list does too, but I'll get to that later. This game's got everything from managing timetables and maintaining buses to hiring staff and dealing with random events like rail replacement services. So if you've ever looked at your local bus service and thought, you know what, I could do a better job than this, now's your chance to prove it. Just don't blame me when you start eyeing up real buses in your commute, thinking about how they'd fit into your virtual fleet. Then coming in at number 6 is Manor Lords, and if you haven't heard about it by now, it's the medieval city builder we've all been waiting for. It's got this insane attention to detail where you're not just building a city, you're creating a whole damn feudal society from scratch. You start off as a minor lord with a patch of wilderness. Your job is to transform this into a thriving medieval town. You're going to be placing buildings with actual historical accuracy, and I really love how the attention to detail goes into this game. You're going to be managing agriculture, crop rotation is actually a thing, and setting up production chains from everything from basic tools to fancy clothes. And then once your town starts growing, you're going to be dealing with social issues, managing your economy, and even engaging in diplomacy with the neighboring lords. And then what happens when that diplomacy fails? Well, that's when you're going to be raising an army and leading them into the battle yourself. And that's one of the best parts about this game. It's not just a city builder, it's got some real-time strategy elements too. So it's a bit like Total War and Banished had a love child, and it's somehow even cooler. Then coming in at number 5, we have Oddsparks and Automation Adventure. So Oddsparks is a unique mashup between Pikmin and popular automation games like Satisfactory or Factorio. Plus it's got online co-op, which is a very neat touch. In Oddsparks, you're going to be jumping into this wild fantasy world where you're part factory manager, part explorer, and full-time wrangler of these cute little creatures called Sparks. And yes, you can actually pet them. You'll be designing workshops, automating production lines, and solving quite complex logistics puzzles. And without the use of conveyor belts, you're going to be managing your Spark traffic in order to optimize your designs, which sounds quite interesting if you're looking for a fresh take on the whole automation type management game. So yeah, it's a great, fantastic little factory game. It's got a cute art style, it's got chill out music, and it's a great execution of the idea. And I'm really interested to see how they expand on the game as it's still currently in early access. Then coming in at number 4, we have Rusty's Retirement. Rusty's Retirement is all about farming in your golden years, and it's way more fun than it actually has any right to be. It's just this chill, low stress management game that's perfect for you when you just want to relax after a long day, or during the day, because one thing to take note is that this can all happen right on your desktop. Yes, you're going to be playing this game on your desktop. You play as Rusty, who just started his retirement on a small rundown farm, and your job is to gradually expand and improve it. You start with basic crops and maybe a chicken or two, but over time you can add orchards, barns full of animals, and even set up artisanal production like cheese making or wine. The game runs in real time, so your crops and animals grow even when you're not actively playing. You can customize your farm, decorate your house, and interact with the local community. The pixel art is gorgeous, and there's something oddly satisfying about slowly building up your farm. I mean, it's not going to get your adrenaline pumping, but man, it's just like a little warm digital hug. Perfect for those days or nights when you just want to game, but you just don't want to think too hard. And I just really love that it's on your desktop, so you can just watch that productivity go out the window. Then coming in at number 3, we have Gladiator Guild Manager. Gladiator Guild Manager lets you build your own stable of warriors, and it's addictive as hell. You'll start off with a small basic gladiator school with a few novice fighters, but your job is to train them up, equip them, and send them into this auto battle arena to fight. But it's not just about the fights. You've got to manage your gladiators' training regimes, dealing with injuries, recruiting new talent, and of course upgrading your facilities. As you win fights and gain reputation, you'll get better gladiators and eventually become the best guild ever. Its graphics might not appeal to most people, but its gameplay loop is definitely keeping people interested, as it's been out for early access for a while now and it's just received its full 1.0 release. Then coming in at number 2 we have Infection Free Zone, which I actually reviewed on my channel a little bit earlier this year. So zombie games are a dime a dozen, but Infection Free Zone lets you fight the undead in your own neighborhood, literally. You can use real world locations as your base, and that's pretty crazy cool. It's a bit like City Bus Manager earlier, except now you fighting zombies. You start by choosing a real world location. It could be your hometown or any city you like. Then boom, zombie apocalypse. Your job is to build and manage a safe zone for your survivors. You'll be constructing defenses, scavenging for resources, managing your survivors' needs, and of course, fighting off hordes of scary zombies. You can send out teams to explore and clear nearby areas, setting up your outposts, and then gradually expanding your safe zone. The game uses real map data, so you're actually defending and exploring familiar streets and buildings, which I really enjoyed, and it actually really did a good job with my little local town that I used. And the game's got this great balance of resource management and zombie bashing action. So if you're a fan of colony management games, but you want something a bit more zombie related, then Infection Free Zone is definitely a game to check out. And then lastly at number 1, we have Reus or Reus 2, which is a bit like if you had the mother nature of video games, and that's what it would be here. You're playing as these nature gods, helping out tribes by creating various ecosystems. It sounds simple at first, but it's deceptively deep. So obviously it's similar to the first game, but the original one you weren't allowed to pause, but now you can, so it's a bit more strategic in that regard. You start with a barren planet and a set of giant nature avatars. So think massive creatures representing biomes such as the ocean, forest, and mountains. Your job is to shape the land, create biomes, and populate them with plants and animals. As you do this, primitive tribes will settle into your newly created paradise. You'll need to balance the ecosystem to help these tribes thrive, unlocking new species and technologies as you go. But you need to be careful, as that if you make things too easy, the tribes are going to get greedy and try to exploit the nature, which is not cool. And yeah, since Black and White 3 isn't coming out anytime soon, this may be the closest thing you'll get to colony management with massive gods towering over them. And so that wraps up this video. Thanks very much guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, perhaps give it a like, comment, or even subscribe to help find the next game for you to get lost in. And if you know of a management game that I didn't list here, please let me know in the comment section below so others can know about it too. But other than that, it's Marco here from Easily Distracted Games, and most of all, don't stop gaming.